Life isn't fair. You're at a disadvantage. Being good won't be enough. You'll have to be exceptional. That's what my dad used to tell me as a child. I hated hearing it. I would think, why should I have to work harder than everyone else just because of who I am? Yet, his words stayed with me and shaped how I saw the world. So, I pushed myself. I went to college. I earned a degree in human resource management, and now I am employed as a diversity, equity and inclusion manager. My first job. To me, this was more than a career. It was a chance to fix the injustices that my father had warned me about, a chance to create fairness for people just like me. It was my dream job, or so I thought. Almost immediately after accepting the new role, a wave of doubt hit me head on. You see, my company positions itself as being an equal opportunity employer, so I kept asking myself the question, did I really earn this, or did they hire me because of who I am? Was I here because the company needed to hit a diversity target? Was I just a checkbox? This question haunted me. Every time I walked into the office, my stomach would tighten. In meetings, I felt like everyone was waiting for me to mess up, to reveal I wasn't actually the expert I was supposed to be. I'd rehearse my thoughts over and over, afraid to speak unless my words were perfect. When I finally did speak, I would reflect, asking myself, did I sound too angry or too soft? As I spoke, I'd watch my colleagues' faces, searching for signs that they thought that I was out of place. I remember one time in particular, I had spent weeks working on a presentation. The idea was to set up a mentorship program to support underrepresented employees into leadership roles. After presenting the idea to the team, the room went quiet. Then a co-worker softly remarked, I'm not sure that the company's really set up for that at this point, but well done for showing initiative. The comment crushed me. I wanted to argue, to prove him wrong, but I just smiled and said nothing. My manager would praise my work from time to time, but it always felt insincere, like he was just being nice or trying to boost my confidence. I'd struggle whenever I had to send him an email. I'd constantly reread it, deleting and rewriting paragraphs. I'd spend 30 minutes on an email that should have only taken 5. I felt like no one really saw me, only the role I represented. At the same time, I felt as if everyone was watching, waiting for me to mess up. I started to withdraw, afraid to ask for help or admit when I was struggling. After 2 years of agony, I resigned. I couldn't take it anymore. Let's look at Shannon's story. She suspects that she was hired mainly to meet the company's diversity quota. This thought leaves her questioning whether she's truly good enough to do her job. This doubt leads her to second-guess herself and overanalyze the comments, actions, and inactions of her colleagues. These patterns can quickly spiral into what's commonly known as imposter syndrome. For many individuals from underrepresented groups, this experience is far too common. We've received feedback from employees just like Shannon, telling us that they feel underestimated, coddled at work, and patronized. This ultimately leads individuals to feel that they're not respected as equals, but simply accommodated. And these feelings are not entirely unfounded. Unfortunately, in many organizations, some employees quietly question the capability of DEI hires. These questions will never be voiced outright. However, they can at times be seen through actions. For example, the manager who intentionally allocates low-risk work to their DEI hire. This is likely due to the fact that they do not trust them fully with bigger projects. The project lead who micromanages and triple-checks their work. The senior executive who praises them after they've completed the smallest task. This praise is often hollow and largely performative. Then there's the colleague who's excessively polite when delivering constructive feedback. Although well-meaning, This special treatment can make it difficult for employees to truly integrate within the organisation. This in turn leaves them feeling isolated and alone. There is also another consideration when we think about identity-based hiring. There is an argument that DEI-focused hiring leaves majority group candidates feeling unfairly disadvantaged. These candidates, of course, acknowledge the historical injustices directed towards underrepresented groups. That being said, they argue that by hiring individuals based on identity, DEI programs are, ironically, continuing the same unfair practices that existed in the past. And the end result is the same. One group benefits at the expense of another. This outcome can be a catalyst for resentment within an organisation. It can cause division and have a negative impact on company morale. We know from speaking to employees that they often find it difficult to voice concerns about DEI hiring within the workplace. If they speak up, they'll likely be judged as being intolerant or worse. So they remain quiet and their frustration is buried. Shannon's story shows us that DEI hiring can actually have a negative impact on the successful candidate. However, we also know that this process can have a negative impact on the organisation as a whole. So, one has to ask the question, is DEI hiring causing more problems than it's solving? Is it fair to hire one person over another based on their identity? We don't think it is. We are the merit system, and we believe that hiring and promotion should be based solely on merit. This is because when an individual truly earns their position within a company, it garners genuine respect from their colleagues. It instills a sense of confidence within the new employee and removes any assumptions around why that individual was hired for the role in the first place. Currently, interviews remain the primary method of recruitment. Individuals are judged not just based on their abilities, but on other factors as well. We want to get rid of interviews, replacing them with a fully anonymous, merit-based selection process. Here's how it will work. Let's say you're looking for a new job. Your first step will be to go to themeritsystem.com and perform a job search. When you find a role that you're suited for, you'll be able to apply for it through the Merit System website. Once you submit your application, the Merit System will automatically anonymize your identity. This means that the company reviewing your application will not be able to see your name or your personal details. If the company selects your application, you'll receive an email inviting you to attend an in-person assessment. The assessment will be in the form of a multiple choice quiz. Once you've passed the multiple choice quiz, you'll be awarded the role. The overall process will be quick, transparent, and most of all, fair. We believe that where you're from or what you look like shouldn't have a bearing in the hiring process. A person should be hired or promoted based on merit, nothing else. We want companies to move away from using interviews. It's a very big task and we're a very small team. If you would like to support us in our mission, please consider clicking the links below.